Hello, all. So, this is the month of July, around 15th of July, and it's night time, though the sky is overcast with monsoon clouds. Now, monsoon is that typical rainfall season in Indian subcontinent when massive rains they just hit the earth, and the entire landscape is green and washed with luxuriant growth of plants. Now, since the soil is also extremely wet, the soil-dwelling creatures they are compelled to venture out. And today we have just come across with a majestic earthworm just outside the lawn that we have here. There's the lawn, and here's this huge earthworm. Now, Harshita was the first one to observe this, and Agastya, he is also studying it. Now you can see it's a huge earthworm, and it's a wonderful specimen for you to see the way it moves. See it the way it moves, like in a peristaltic mode. You can see a wave being generated. If I could just switch on the flash. Yes, here it goes. Okay, so here it is. This is the head. You can see the proboscis. Wonderful. What a majestic creature this is. That's the proboscis, the pinkish thing. And then we have the clitellum, this specific part. Now, this is the part which is without any rings or septation. And thereafter, we have the remaining parts of the body. Now, you can see the entire body is cut out into small discs. And they move in tandem, one after the other. So we'll just get a small relative measure of this specimen, and though it will be a crude one because the body keeps extending. And okay, it's a wonderful creature. Look at the, let me get a frontal view. Though they are, wow, look at that. You can count the rings. You can just count the rings. So generally the clitellum is around the 14th till the 17th ring. Let us see if we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, it is on the 14th. See, let's count this. It's a majestic creature. You can see this annulars and the peristaltic movement. I'm sorry, my hand is shaking out of there you see the peristaltic motion, the wave-like movement. Now it will be, shake would be a little less. Let me get it in relatively with the inch tape. So if we roughly go with this, now since it is difficult, let me go with this mode. This would be a little more relative. It's around 14 inches. This fellow is around 14 inches. Since it is curved, it's a little, I'll have to adjust it along with, bhai, please hold this way. Please hold it just like this. I'll just try to measure it up. Okay. It's a little bit more than 14. It's around 15 inches when it is in the extension. But it's a wonderful creature. Wow. Look at the proboscis. The pharynx, not the proboscis, it's the pharynx. The entire mouth architecture is protruded out when it tries to dig into soil. It's a little bit more than 15 inches, so it's a marvelous creature here. Wonderful specimen, and we can have a count of the rings on the precliteral region. The clitellum begins from 14th and covers up three sections: 14, 15th, 14 till 17th. It ends up near the 17th one. 14, 15, 16, 17 begins. So let me see if we can count them. The focus is getting a little distorted. But you can just see the kind of movement it shows. What a beautiful creature. What a marvelous creature. Oh my goodness. This is the second time that I've come across with a huge specimen like such. And honestly speaking, my urge is to keep it in a place where I can keep an observation on this one, but it's better to let the animal live its natural life in its natural habitat. So I have to just let my idea go. Okay, one interesting thing, if you can notice, the precliteral region, especially the anterior part, the rings are like not only separate, but they are like in a kind of a zigzag method. That is, they are not. If you see the post region, then the post-clitellar region is very smooth. Okay, it's not thrown into ridges, but the anterior part is thrown into ridges. Now there is a very specific reason for this. It's a sort of adaptation. That adaptation is, since it's a soil-dwelling animal, it has to dig in, and as it does so, it has to ensure its grip onto the soil that it has just dig in. So these rings, these elevated grooves, they allow the animal to have a better grip in the soil that it has just probed into, so that it can propel itself, pull itself further up. And the remaining part is smooth, which ensures that the remaining part of the body just slides in very smoothly. Okay, now it is almost sort of straight. So let me see if I can get a relatively better option. Oh, why again inches? Okay. See, you can see it's about with slight curve. Let us now get an idea. It's beyond 15, man. It's beyond 15 inches. It's beyond 15. It's obviously, say, around 16 or so. Now this is the construction. This stage is the constricted stage. Okay, but I'm really fascinated by this guy's mouth, the pharynx, which is protruding. You should look at it more. Let's keep an observation here. Wow. What a huge and beautiful specimen. I don't think I'll be getting another such opportunity of recording these observations. You can see the anterior part. It is thrown into rings, and each ring is, whoa man, look at it, the peristalsis. Okay, from a distance. It's like a train moving. Sort of. I'm in love with this. See, this tile is 12 inches. It has already covered up this 12 inches in a tangential manner, in a in a lengthwise longer. Man, what was that? So you see this water. It's just the remaining of the rains that we had just witnessed a while back. So, my dear friends, now I'll just take this fellow and put it in some soil. Beautiful creature. Beautiful creature. Now, let us just observe this. The movement we know is by the help of small hooks on the undersurface called the setae. You can count the rings before the clitellum. Who wouldn't love this friend of the farmer? My goodness, I'm just in extreme awe of this creature. More than 15 inches. Now I'll just take it on my hand. Let it come on my hand if it wills to. If it feels like, I'll be blessed. Please, please, please. It's very cold, slightly cold. Okay, I've got another plan. If I cover it entirely, what would it do? There, it's so soft, supple, and it's trying to push through me. But since I'm unyielding, yes, now it's crawling over me. I can feel the pulsation, the slight ooziness, and there's this mosquito. Okay, so now I need to just pick it up. Before I do so, I just let it get more onto me, and so I slowly will pick it up. Wow, see this. I don't mind if it crawls all over me. This irradiation, bluish radiation, is because, see, the clitellar part is more of greenish, and the iridescence on the non-clitellar part is bluish. You see, there's a stark difference. Now, why is it so? I don't know. Maybe the crystalline nature of the clitellum is having something to do with it. You see, this is also their breeding season, and two earthworms. Now, earthworms are hermaphrodite, that is, they have both the male and female body parts on them. And two earthworms will come together and face in reverse bodily alignment, and thereafter, how do I take the camera off that side? And thereafter, what they do is they just exchange the gametes, the sperms, which are transferred from four different openings, preclitellar openings, to the other one, and each of these then becomes receiving a recipient of sperms of another individual. So cross pollination is established. Cross fertilization is ensured, and thereafter what happens is, I think I should just keep this one somewhere in a safe place. I'll do so. And then what happens is, the sperms are stored in the spermatheca, which are boxing glove-like structures, 4 pairs of them, and they are stored in that spermatheca, and there they just are stored for a long time, and as and when the female requires to fertilize her eggs, she transfers some of the sperms from the spermatheca to the site of fertilization, and then the gametes, the zygote, is transferred over towards the clitellar region, and when in the clitellar region, a cocoon sort of a thing forms, which is like a plug, a mucus plug, which then is discarded, and slowly with time the embryos, they just mature in it, and then they emerge after a given amount of time. So it's a male, it's a female, it's a hermaphrodite, it's a bisexual creature. So for the time being, I'll just allow it to have some space in this. See, it's digging in. Now you can appreciate that annulus in the anterior region, the pharyngeal region, since they are thick and they are like valves. So what happens is they get a better grip of the soil, and the later on part, which is the rings are smooth, the body is smooth, it just allows the remaining part to move in very smoothly. So the anterior part does the entire efforts, and the latter part does it completed. All right, now I let it stay here, and it was a wonderful observation today. What a remarkable, rememberable day, and I hope this fellow has a wonderful life here in this flower pot. It will not be used for anything else. We'll just allow it to be a good home for this creature. All right, friends, let it rest. Goodbye for now. Thank you for being with me. So here I stop streaming now.